hats and bonnets lining the wall. Smells rubbed into the very floorboards and window panes and door jambs of the room by generations of folks who'd spent their lives close to earth. I tapped lightly at the kitchen door, but turned its knob without waiting for a response. Midwives never wait before the doors of the laboring. "Hello?" I said, and I stepped inside. 3 smiles shone in the mellow light of an oil lamp as I squeezed myself into the room, and, at once, I had work-worn hands moving to ease my bags from my shoulders and a rivulet of Deutsch-seasoned talk filling my ears. "Come on in. Glad you're here. Thank you much for coming. How was the drive? How were the roads? Had you any trouble finding the place?" Before I could even think to answer, a burly young man extended a massive hand my way. "David Ray," he said with a nod of his head. The hearty pump I received nearly yanked me from my feet. Once up, once down, pow. 100% Amish farm boy. 2 women followed David. They looked enough alike to be sisters. A set of plump figures clad in dark, unadorned dresses, fastened up at the bodice with straight pins, 2 graying heads capped in white, 4 thick hands wrapped in blue veins, 4 mildly swollen ankles disappearing into blocky black shoes. But one wore a pair of wire-rimmed spectacles, and the other did not. "Elizabeth, Ruth Ann's mother," said the wearer of the spectacles as I received another solid pump of my hand. "My, but your little hand is so cold." "And I'm David Ray's mother," said the last woman with a smile and a pump. "Nora." As I shed my coat and slipped off my boots, Nora and I realized we'd already met. 9 summertimes before, in the first year of my apprenticeship, I helped Jean Baum, Nora's midwife and my preceptor, care for her through her last pregnancy. The realization seemed to mollify the 2 mothers a bit, especially as Nora recalled that I, too, was pregnant then. They began to inquire after my family as I bent to fish my Doppler and blood pressure cuff from the depths of my bag, but stopped short when a soft moan reminded us why I was there. I glanced at my wristwatch and straightened. "Now then, where's Ruth Ann?" The 3 ushered me into the shadows of the next room, where I could just make out a figure curled on a sofa. I knelt beside her. David settled himself at her feet. "Hello, Ruth Ann." The woman's hand found and squeezed my forearm in answer to my whispered greeting, but she drew in a long, deep breath in lieu of making a response. I kept still as she breathed her way through a ferocious contraction. The fingers on my arm tightened, and then relaxed as she exhaled. "Hello, Kim. Thank you for coming." I could feel the smile in her voice. I paused. Would I ever cease to be surprised by the strength of these women, gracious and gentle and grateful, even in the throes of their labors? I smiled, too. "How's it going? That contraction sounded good." "I hope good. The pains have been coming pretty regular since I called, and getting hard. I wanted to get into the bath once for some relief, but Ma'am said I oughtn't till you said it'd be all right." "Okay, good. Yes, you can get in the tub, I think. But may I listen quick to your baby first? I'd like to get your blood pressure, too." "Oh, yes." I glanced toward the figures silhouetted in the doorway. "Will one of you get a light for me, please? And will the other draw the bath?" The ladies retreated in a murmur of voices. A moment later, the sound of running water issued from the bathroom, and Elizabeth returned to us with the lamp in hand. Its light danced across the twin surfaces of her eyeglasses and set her cap aglow as the shadows streaked behind her. Ruth Ann drew in another lungful of air, and her fingers tightened again on my arm. I could see her now. She was young and slender, all arms, legs, and belly sheathed in a hand-stitched nightgown with a head full of dark hair bound into a scarf she'd knotted beneath her chin. She covered her face with her free hand, and she blew and breathed and writhed slightly as her womb again squeezed her in its muscular grasp. 64 seconds ticked by. She sighed and relaxed.